observation haki is real.
And these three are here to tell you how to use it in real life.
Orale, ons! My name is Carlos, the historian. Look it, so observation haki, homie, is when your mind stops talking papas to your spirit. They squash their pleito, eh? Your mind steps aside. Then basically your spirit can see things that you can't see with your eyes. Orale! But it's whatever, homie. Look it, back in ancient times, the Egyptian vatos used to mummify their dead homies. They would scoop out their brains and throw it away like some rotten tamales. Like they thought you didn't need your brain in the afterlife. Sounds pretty loco, eh? No, we're the loco ones, eh? Sometimes your mind and your thoughts get in the way. Look at the bochanitos that do the meditation. Their goal, homie, is to get the mind to stop talking papas, eh? The mind is a buster, homie. Now you know a bit about histories, we gonna learn about the present sensing. So like, you know when you meet a cholo and he wants to be down with the homies and he wants to join the clicas? And on the outside, everything looks mucho bueno. He walks like this and dresses like this. But like whenever you go out to eat, he's always like, I forgot my wallet, homie. Then you catch him talking papas about the vatos, saying like, so-and-so is a buster and so-and-so is a fucker, eh? Then you're like, whoa, I thought the vato was your homie. Then you realize the puto for who he really is. Then you cut him off from the clica and say to him, hey fucker, you're the buster, fool. Orale, Hans, Carlos, out. And remember kids, read books so you're not stupid.
I'm Oristavo, Mr. Roslaiso. Sabu Kato, Slice, Shansu, Hokusan, Shabu-chan. I teach Nintendo Sensor. In a life, everything is a fight. He who dreams must see event before it happened. In a life, mistakes happen to plentiful. But if you plan and predict right, then mistakes is avoided. If you can perfect these three disciplines, then you can predict what enemy intend to do so. Discipline, bango, each experience.
Boxers hot. Fighto in amateurusu. Geino experience. Go to pros. The verb. Fighto pren. Fighto de arise. In the blue corner, we have Huki, the monster Dookie. Fighting. Out of the red corner, we have Straw Hat Hien, the welfare check. Let's get ready to rumble! Uki-chan, Yuzo, Jabu, no frighto, experience, say, srip righto, srip lefto, counter, left uppercutto. Uki-chan, very strong, comebacks, Jabu, srip danger, street righto, no frighto, spirito reacto, check, knock out, winner, boxer, master experience, Bikamaru Hajime no Ippo.
Discipline, bango, ni, pren, ahendo.
When it comes to intent sensing, planning ahead is a critical factor. Firstly, when you plan ahead, your desires begin to crystallize, making your intentions clear to the person that matters most. That person is you. This skill is vital to accomplish any dream or goal. Unfortunately, for the vast majority of people, this crucial part is overlooked and is completely missed. It is imperative to understand that for anything to be set into motion in your reality, it must start with you. Once you have mastered the ability to sense your own emotions, you gain the capability to plan for scenarios that force the opposition to act in ways that generate the outcomes in which you have prepared for. Therefore, through thinking and planning ahead, you acquire the artistry of sensing the intentions of those around you. I will provide you an example with the game of chess. The objective at hand is to force the ops into a checkmate. We begin with a white pawn moving forward, taking a strong position in the center, occupying the e4 square. This prompts black to move his pawn forward, occupying the e5 square to prevent any further advancement. The white queen quickly moves to h5, threatening to capture the black pawn, simultaneously putting the king in check. This forces the Black Knight to c6, protecting the pawn and preventing the double attack. The White Bishop immediately closes in on the c4 square, threatening checkmate. Feeling the pressure, the Black pawn moves to the g6 square, preventing the checkmate and threatening to exchange the queen for a pawn, executing a double move of its own, forcing the White Queen to retreat. Little does Black know that the move to safety was a disguise for another sneak attack, and that everything is going according to plan. Black, being deceived, thinks it has successfully defended itself from the previous attack, confidently moves its bishop to the g7 square, doubling its protection for the e5 pawn, cementing a strong foothold for the center position, doing exactly what White intended. The queen moves in for the kill. Checkmate. Therefore, I conclude this demonstration by saying that every effect has a cause. You have the power to create an atmosphere that affects both you and those around you to cause the effects that turn your dream into reality. And lastly, observation haki is most certainly real.
Discipline Bango San. Spiritual Reacto.
Business Mansu. Game Plan. Geno Welto. Opento. KFC Inaru Hipster Parto Tansu Think ahead Expecto Viginto Soy Voice Protesto No Experience Plan ahead Spirito Reacto Changearu Game Plans Opento Coffee Shops Size Small Coffee Chargeru $10 Ikamaru Warrento Buffetto-san.
When it comes to predicting your own actions, the sky's the limit. Future sight hockey is real, and you can see as far off into the future as you plan to do so. The key word here is plan, and some people don't plan at all. Believe it or not, we are all pirates, and life is a great big sea. When you plan, you're on a boat, and your spirit is the captain. The more you plan and are capable of following through on those plans, the bigger and better that boat gets. Eventually, it turns into a ship, possibly carrying others around, helping them get to wherever they want to be, hopefully inspiring them to be the captain of their own ship someday. But when you don't have a plan, or just don't plan in general, instead of a boat or a ship, you're clinging on to a log. At the complete mercy of the ocean and its tides, you've got no say about where you're going and no control of what you're doing. You'll end up wherever the waves take you, pushing you around at its whim. Lost at sea. Don't worry, I'll sing you a song.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
When you plan, you put your spirit in charge, taking control of your fate and your destiny. Think of the real world Yonkos. They're so good at planning out their own lives that to a certain extent, they've got parts of your life planned out too. Those with a strong spirit, maybe not so much. Those with the weak or no spirit, maybe a little more. But you can be sure of this, the Yonkos of this world have already planned you into their plans. So what do? That being said, you got 3 options. 1, you can get on that boat and gently row your way down that stream. Number 2, you can sail on someone else's boat, hopefully someone you can trust, respect, and learn from. Or number 3, holding onto that log for dear life, riding that wave, watching as the ships pass you by. Maybe I've said too much, but hey, what do I know? Let's talk emotion sensing. It's pretty clear this is empathy, right? But allow me to rant just a little bit, okay? We can't help but to root for characters with this ability. From Otahime to Isho, they all seem like they've got a big, kind, good heart. But I want to focus on Captain Kobe. He was left traumatized by the senseless violence that took place at the war at Marineford. Our pain was his pain, and now his pain is our pain. If Captain Kobe continues to develop at the pace he's going, I think we could all agree that if we had our pick, he should be the one leading the organization of the world government. He's quickly proving himself to be strong, capable, dependable, but most importantly, he cares. And no matter where you stand, it just seems like he always manages to be on the right side of justice. I find it baffling that when it comes to someone's heart, the ability to sense other people's emotions, that's just completely overlooked. Especially when it comes to picking and choosing our leaders. Captain Kobe, I'm rooting for you. I think, by nature, if someone is interested in leading the masses, you're different. And by different, I mean suspect. Alright, hear me out. To lead the people is to manage the people. To manage the people is to tell them what they can and cannot do. And to tell them what they can and cannot do, you need authority. But in order to get authority, you need power. And power in the hands of a person with a poo-poo heart is a steep, slippery slope leading straight to manipulation and exploitation. And that's why when it comes to leaders, your heart, your emotion sensing, your empathy matters. Because it sure is a lot harder to inflict pain on the people if their pain is your pain too. And the person who has the ability to hear the voice of all things, well, I'd bet that they'd make a pretty good leader.